friends. I had a really good question the other day about letting go and relationships. And so, as you know, I am really focusing right now on the process of letting go and giving away so that way I can create more personal space in my own life. And I've had a really good response to it. I've let go of a lot of things around the house that weren't serving me, and it's opened up wonderful opportunities, and I can feel the connection. And someone wrote to me and asked me my thoughts on relationships. And this is a hard one, especially around the holidays, because a lot of people are in toxic relationships. And there's this new age philosophy that's going on right now where if it's toxic energy, if these people aren't serving you, then, it's time to let go. And I understand where that statement comes from because I have had a lot of toxic relationships in my life. However, I am of the belief that while there might be toxic people in your life and they might have toxic energy, that it is not part of your soul contract to completely let go of certain people. Here's why. When we come into this earth, there are certain people that we came here for, to help, to be a part of their life, to learn lessons from, and to teach them. And some of these people are very toxic. And it's easy to say, I don't want that relationship in my life anymore. That person isn't serving me, and I need to let go of them. And honestly, I've done it myself. But it creates a lot of emotional havoc in your soul and your energetic body and your spiritual body. Because I believe that there are people that you came into this world with a soul contract for. And what that means is you were meant to travel this life with them on some level because you were meant to learn lessons from them. And sometimes the hardest people in our life to be with are the ones that are teaching us the greatest lessons and that we have yet to teach them our greatest lessons. So for those of you who are in toxic relationships, first of all, I'm not saying stay in a toxic relationship. What I want you all to do, instead of looking at it as it's either all or nothing, you need to look at it from a perspective of how can I continue with my soul contract to assist this person in a way that is not damaging to my energy level and to my spiritual field, because people come in and they literally suck the joy and the life out of you, and you feel awful when you're with them. And it's true. They come into your life and they love you and they latch on to your positive energy and they suck it out and they dump in their negative and they walk away feeling great. And you're like, it feels like someone's just put a steel plate on your chest. And this is something I deal with. I'm an empath, so it happens with strangers sometimes, but especially with the people that I am in soul contracts with, family members, mothers, sisters, brothers. These people are important people in our lives. Fathers, husbands, wives, the people that you have made a contract with in this lifetime are not so easy to let go. Now, if you've got a friend who's just like totally not with you and isn't making you feel good and you can kind of distance yourself from that person and it's not a big deal, then amen, do that. Do those first. But I'm talking about the big ones, and they are not so easy to get rid of. The one thing you need to learn how to do is to release their energy, to protect yourself from their energy, and to release your energy when they are not there. Now, think about Spider-Man when he wants to latch onto a building. He has that little pocket on his wrist where he goes pshoo, 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 and he goes onto buildings and he connects to that building and he flies through the air. Well, energetically, people are very similar to that. We have almost like gossamer lines, that umbilical cords that energetically connect us with other people. And there are people where it feeds us and it serves us and we feel great when we're with them. And there are other people when we're with them, we walk away and we're like, oh, why do I feel so terrible? Well, if you think about it, we all put off this gossamer thread, this spider web goo, and we, pew, I like you. Pew, I like you. Pew, I like you. Oh, you're so much fun. Pew. And so we attach to them. And then so there's this pull that's happening between us. And as an empath, I very early had to realize that when I went into public places, I had a really hard time when I would leave because people liked my energy, and I would go and I would have fun. And the next thing I know, I would come home and I would be sick. I would be just emotionally distraught. And it's because so many people had pew, pew, pew to me and connected to me that they were draining my physical energy and depleting my soul reserve. So I had to learn how to psychically at night cut the gossamer wings, the connections between these cut the strings. So I happened upon this book. It is called Unveiled Mysteries. It's by Godfrey Ray King. And in it, I learned a lot about Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael. I was on the very beginning of my journey towards communication with the angelic realm, which is another story. But Saint Germain has this concept where there is a violet flame. And for those people who are negatively affecting you, first of all, you want to, when every night, if this happens to you a lot, or if around specific people, before you see them, put up a psychic shield. Imagine a bubble of white light around you, protecting, healing, and guarding your psychic energy. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you build a shield to protect you. When you come home, ask for Saint Germain to help you as well. What I do is I take out a pair of imaginary scissors and I go through everywhere around my body, the front, the back, all around, and I take imaginary scissors, and if it's really bad, I go like this with my fingers, and I just go like this, and I give myself a gossamer string haircut. And I ask Archangel Raphael to help me cut the cord between these people. And for people that are specifically targeting you, that are part of your soul contract, for let's say a brother or a sister, you simply have to explain that this is my sister, this is my brother, and I love this person, but they are just my sister, they are just my brother. And while I love them, I do not need to be connected to them. So, Saint Germain, please help me cut the tie that bonds us through space and time forever and ever. And then ask Saint Germain to cover you in a violet flame, a cleansing violet flame that will release and burn those connections forever through space and time. Now, just because you do it once doesn't mean you have to do it every time you see this person, every time you contact them, every time you think of them. It's going to have to happen. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be around this person, that you can't speak to them. It just means that as a psychically evolved person, you have to work harder to keep these people in your lives and to protect yourself from their energies. And some people say, well, what's the point of that? Why don't I just be out of it? And the reason why is because you are on a whole soul contract with this person, and if you completely cut them out of your life, it is going to cause energetic damage to your spiritual self. And while a lot of the philosophies are that you should let go of these people, and sometimes you have to, but it just means that there's going to be a lot of soul work on your end to be able to handle letting go of that. So for now, my advice is to read Unveiled Mysteries and to work on cutting the cord through space and time. The larger the relationship, the larger the cord, the harder it is going to be to sever. And those scissors are going to be hard, and you might need to get bigger scissors, and you need to work on it every night. But people have energetic influences on your soul map, and you need to work spiritually to work through that. And the best way to do that is to cut the psychic and the energetic cord, so that way their energy doesn't affect you as much. Now, warning, when you do this, some of them will freak out. You won't tell them a thing about what you're doing, but you will see them freak out and act in ways that are shocking. Trust me, I've been there. And they're going to say hurtful things, and they're going to try to get under your skin, and they'll try to connect to you, even if it's in a really negative and hurtful way. But you have to know that you've cut the cord. And you have to let that cord be cut and keep cutting it and keep releasing it until that person can learn how to survive in their own energetic field and have a relationship with you that's blessed and of light. And sometimes that means taking a break, but always leave the window open. It's hard when you just say, I'm done with someone, and you cut them out of your life completely, because it's hard to go back from that. Trust me, I've been there. It's not really worth it. But sometimes we need to make choices. Everything in life is free will. It's free choices. While it's not my highest advice and my best advice, I've been there, and I know that sometimes you just have to. So love and light to any of you who are going through an emotional, traumatic relationship and a toxic relationship. And I hope that you can find a way to find balance and love in your life. And I hope that my simple, humble wisdom and advice helps you in some way. Love and light, everyone. Goodbye.